If you're spending money on lead generation, then you want to make sure that when people land on your website, it looks the best it possibly can. What I'm going to show you today are a few things that we have recently updated on a client of ours' website because we're just launching a new marketing campaign. In truth, there was nothing wrong with their old website, but we just wanted to make sure that the experience was the best it can possibly be. So I'm going to point out in this video a few of the new features which some of these modern builders have, which some of the old ones lacked. Stay tuned. G'day guys, Matt here from Tradie Web Guys. Welcome back to another tutorial. And today I'm just going to run you through really quickly some of the advantages of using some of these modern builders. And the reason that I want to communicate this is if you're in a similar situation to our client over here on the Northern Beaches, and they're ready to invest into some marketing to generate some more traffic online, then we want to make sure that the website is best built to capture that information and to take the visitor on the best journey possible. So their existing website has we built that website only maybe 3 years ago or something like that, so not that long ago, and at a glance it's actually quite nice. There's nothing really wrong with it, except when they came to us a couple of weeks back and said, listen, we really want to get our leads inquiries up, we want to run some SEO, and we said, okay, cool, well, if we're going to do this, then it's really in your interest to make sure that the website is as modern as it can be and it's using all these awesome new features some of these new builders use. So I'm going to take you through a bit of a journey today as to what some of the differences between some of the new builders, some of the features that they have, and then of course some of the features that are only, in truth, 3-4 years old. This is their lovely new website, as you can see right here. And I'm just going to scroll down and just to give you a bit of an overview as to what it looks like at the moment. And then the site they've got at the moment, which we're about to change over. This is the one that they're currently using. And as you can see, it's quite a nice site. There's nothing wrong with it. But there are a few things I want to point out. So the newer websites have some great features which make it really easy to showcase, visually showcase features like this little simple overlay here. You see how this is just overlaid on the photo, little things like that. Doesn't need any coding for these. It's sort of done with the newer technologies. It's really useful. If we scroll down here, you can see again, there's some new features here which makes things like these really look visually appealing, as opposed to some of the older builders where it would you'd kind of be limited to a degree without coding into how you could create something like this. And of course, you look at all these little fancy little icons and things like that here, like they're really cool, and they're always updating those and making them newer and newer and more of them. So we keep going down here. There's these nice little tabs and features here. And yes, some of the other builders do have these, don't get me wrong. But the point is they're a lot easier to deploy these days. Take, for example, this section here. Like this looks really nice as a piece on their process. If I jumped back to their other site here, this is what the other one looked like. So it's pretty plain. Whereas now we've got the ability really quite simply to just really jazz them up quite a bit more. So as you can see, there's small differences with these newer builders, which really do make a big difference when you look at the finished project, and the experience from both the visitor being a potential customer, and then the user being either ourselves or the client is considerably nicer, and certainly across devices too. When you look at mobile devices and things like that. So it really does make a big difference, and the ability to make these changes and update them and be agile is really what this whole evolving technology space is moving towards. Because in truth, that's kind of what it's about these days. It's how can we make this simple? How can we make this easy? How can we equip our clients with the ability to update their assets at will when they want to, without necessarily having to depend on developers or web designers or whatever it might be to do these small changes. So if we head across to the Meet the Team page, again, you'll see another example of what the old layout looked like, and there's nothing wrong with it. Don't get me wrong. Again, here you can see it's got the ability to drop down and read a bit about their bio and nice photos and so on and so forth. But then the new ones, the new builder has like some slightly different options. So if you head across here, we've sort of been able to clean it up a little bit more, put some nice green borders around. It's little tiny things that make a bit of a difference. Just been able to lay it out a little bit nicer. Not have to go hunting for the bios. We didn't have to in the first one either, in truth, but these are the sort of things that we've learned over the years with various projects, that do make a little bit of a difference. All in all, I think this website is definitely ready for launch, and looking forward, we're going to be actively making them the go-to residential builder on the northern beaches of Sydney. They've got some great foundations laid. They've got a great team, so it's really onwards and upwards for them. So folks, if you are interested in improving your website conversions, especially if you're paying or you're investing in marketing to generate traffic to that website, hit us up over at tradiewebguys.com.au. We would love to have a conversation with you to see if and how we can help. That's all from me. Speak to you next time.